the circle of life right there. The grippers are the circle of fucking life. I'll tell you what, man, that's an interesting way to start a podcast.
I know.
The grippers.
The grip of the feet on the
When
mat.
Sam talks about the grippers, he's very much referring to my feet, which some people will already have known, but he's not referring to them as doing any sexually explicit acts. He's talking mostly about the strength that jiu-jitsu has given my toes.
Yeah, because he's walking around the studio barefoot.
I'm walking around the studio barefoot right now. Most of these podcast episodes, I'm barefoot. And I just, truth be told, I mean, I feel better walking around without socks on. I wear the Crocs all the time because I just don't like my feet confined. For the longest time, it was the stupidest shit in the world. The longest time, I bought 10.5 size shoe.
Yeah.
I just bought 10.5 size shoe. Limited Jordans came out. I for some stupid reason, I was under the assumption that when you're young, your foot doesn't, like at some point when you're in like middle high school, your foot just, that's the foot size that you have.
Yeah.
My dumb ass was just like, oh, why do my toes always hurt? I'm like, why does my pinky toe always feel like it's getting smashed by these limited Jordans? Oh, it's the shoe. It's just a narrow shoe. No,
Don't go barefoot at the airport. I see that too often.
I'm not doing that. That's definitely not what's happening. But
I want to feel the earth.
no, I'm not doing that. I'm not doing that. But anyway, so fucking yeah, people are interesting, man. But yeah, so I always believed that I was a 10.5. I don't know why I never thought that, hey bro, you're just buying the wrong shoe size.
Yeah.
So I'm actually an 11. So yeah, I had all these limited edition Jordans that were just sick shoes.
Yeah.
And I bought them all in 10.5, so I never wore them.
I always say I'm anywhere from an 11 to 12, and then there are occasions where I fit in like 10.5.
Yeah.
So it's guys like anywhere from 11 to 12. I'm like, yeah, it's fine. Like I'll fit in it.
Yeah, it's weird because I mean every shoe is different, just like any shirt is different. Yeah. These Zero Foxtrot or whatever the company is, Zulu Foxtrot. These shirts, these are XLs. They fit pretty nicely. Yeah. Just even when I was a little bit.
If you like the article of clothing, you'll make it work.
Yeah, man. Even if when I was a little chunkier, it still fit nicely. It had a good taper to it. But then there are other shirts. The first time that you wash it, and it could be the same material. The first time that you wash it, it just it doesn't shrink like in. It shrinks up.
Yeah.
And so you,
I hate that.
Yeah, dude, you raise your hands that first time that you're training in that shirt that you just washed. You raise your hand at the gym for like a front raise or a press or something, and all of a sudden, just like belly button out. It's like, wow, Nick's got a crop top on, huh? Yeah, dude, it's fucking nuts. The Origin shirts are by far some of the best shirts I've ever purchased and I've ever worn. Origin, send the check, send the shirts. Truth be told, send the shirts. Origin is the company in Maine that makes all American-made clothing.
Okay.
So they have all the textiles, everything up in Maine. Joe Rogan, I believe, is a part owner. He's a bought-in part owner. And Jocko Willink, all those guys up there. Unbelievable. I mean, I have their gis, I have their jeans. Their jeans are so nice.
Yeah.
And the cool thing is for shorter dudes, you can choose the length of the jean. So they'll do down to a 28-inch for the actual length of the pant. So it's pretty nice that you have that ability to customize it, and then at the end of the day, you're paying $100 for a pair of jeans.
I gotta take a look at
that are made in the States.
Yeah.
So I used to buy what I used to buy. Oh my God, True Religion. I used to buy True Religion jeans all the time, and they were cool.
I used to have those too.
Yeah, they were cool.
True Religion. What was the other brand that everyone was like obsessed with?
Lucky?
No, Lucky. It wasn't Lucky. It was
Levi's.
No, it was kind of like bro. I used to wear like a lot of oversized shit when I was younger. What the hell was that brand?
Oversized jeans too.
Yeah.
That's
what the
a
hell
look.
was that brand? It was in the mall. Like everybody used to rock it.
Guess no.
No.
Ed Hardy.
No, I'm trying to think of it.
Oh, you better get this right now.
What the fuck is the brand?
What year are we talking?
We're talking like middle school, 8th grade.
So mid 2000s, mid to late 2000s?
Yeah, it was a big like hip hop brand. What the hell was it called?
FUBU?
No, it was definitely not that.
29 denim brands you totally forgot existed. It definitely wasn't Bongo, I'll tell you that much.
No.
Yo, if I ever saw you in a pair
this.
of Bongo jeans, I'd have to fight you.
We have to get this. They also made shirts too.
None of these are coming. They also made shirts. It's not Lucky?
No. It was just like it was also like a hip hop brand too.
Hip hop brand.
What the fuck was it called?
I know someone's listening to this screaming into their
I know.
radio.
They're like, I know what it is.
You dumb fucks.
It wasn't True Religion.
So what are 2006 most Googled denim brands? Rock Republic? Rock
No.
and Republic? J brand?
No.
Diesel?
No.
Bro, what the fuck did you
Why
use
am
to
I
wear?
having such an issue with this?
Von Dutch?
No, it was a fucking store.
Were
in
you
the
watching?
mall.
Were you wearing apple bottom jeans?
No, maybe. It was a fucking store in the mall. I gotta pull this up.
That's got to be a look. You in apple bottom jeans? No, pull it up, man. Let's go.
It's
We can't leave people. We can't leave people hanging right now.
It's gonna come to me, like, right smack in the middle of the podcast when we're not talking about anything.
Yeah, I got Levi's, 90s and 2000 fashion brands.
Hip hop, fashion brands.
Juicy? Were you wearing Juicy jeans?
Yeah.
Oh my god.
I had like the sweatsuit and everything.
These are all yeah.
All right, I'm
Sean John?
No, it wasn't Sean John.
All right, dude. I got
What the hell is this thing called?
Ed Hardy.
No.
What's up with this guy? La Tigre? I didn't even know that was a fucking thing. La Tigre. That was one of Zoolander's looks.
Bro, I'm telling you because when I say this, you're gonna be like, "How did?"
Abercrombie and Fitch?
No, that wasn't a hip hop.
I don't know. It was just everybody. The Moose. That's all I
I
remember.
used to wear like oversized clothes
Kangol.
when I was younger.
Oh, Rockaware.
I did wear Rockaware, but it wasn't. Oh, bro, Echo Unlimited.
Oh, fuck yeah. Echo. That Fat Nick in one of my photos had an Echo shirt on.
Was it that?
Yeah.
Fuck did I not remember? I
Yeah.
thought it started with an F. I was like, what is it called?
Echo Unlimited, man. We used to wear those. I remember Fat Nick would just wear those hoodies.
Echo Unlimited, yeah.
I would wear those
It was
hoodies.
such
in
a vibe.
the dead of summer, bro.
Yeah.
Sweating my
Such
ass
a
off.
vibe.
Anything to hide my love handles except for
Yeah.
actually lose weight. Anything to do it. Anything. If I have to wear 4 layers of clothing in
Fucking
the
Rhino
summer.
hanging on the logo.
Yeah, man.
That was it.
Yeah, dude.
Echo Unlimited.
Yeah,
I had
I
like 5 pairs of jeans from those, man.
It was good, man. That was the style, man.
It was.
You were either an Abercrombie
Air Force Ones,
Yeah.
Echo Unlimited jeans, and
You were either Abercrombie
white
and
shirt and a
Fitch,
chain, yeah.
or what was the other brand? Abercrombie and Fitch. What was
Hollister.
Hollister, the surfer
yeah,
type
yeah,
brand.
Yep.
Or you were more of like
Great cologne, by the way. Great cologne.
yeah, Hollister had good cologne.
Great cologne.
Yeah, you know they just
I guess
blasted
not.
you in the face when you were fucking walking into all the
I know.
stores.
I felt like the shit wearing Hollister. Aeropostale,
Never wore that.
American Eagle.
Nope.
I had their jeans for a
My
little
first
while.
girlfriend used to bring me into American Eagle store. Yeah.
Yeah.
And she used to bring me into Forever 21 or whatever.
Yeah,
Is that
yeah,
that
yeah.
that girl store?
Yeah.
Bro, it felt like I was in.
21.
It felt like I was in. Oh, what is that? What is that? It felt like I was in purgatory, just waiting to get out of that store, like the place
Yeah.
between heaven and hell, just waiting. I'm like, oh my god,
It's one of those-
why does time cease to exist in this
Yeah.
place?
It's like one of those stores where you say, "Hey, babe, I'm just gonna wait out here."
But there's nothing, and then there's nothing to sit on. So
Yep.
I'm trying to get comfortable.
Bro, the stores where you sit on, those were clutch.
Yeah,
There's not many of those.
Nothing to sit on. I
Yep.
remember it was in Roosevelt Field Mall. I remember having to
Yep,
go
Roosevelt
downstairs,
Field.
going down the escalator.
Yep. And you see that
And
one chair that's open.
One chair, but there was always a fucking dude on it. We
Yep.
just lock eyes, like we're both miserable. We should
Yep.
go hang out and go do something else.
Yep.
And then I would just be like, oh God, you're just kind of following her around like a lost dog.
Yep.
Am I gonna get another treat? And then you wind up just like trying to play on your phone because like the iPhone was just starting to pop off and have some
Yep.
internet.
Yep.
You try to play on your phone, but there's no cell phone connection because you're in a dungeon
Yep.
of just misery.
Bro,
Yeah, no, that store
Times.
sucked. That store sucked.
Roosevelt Field Mall, those were the times, man.
Yeah, a couple times when I was working at Apple, we had to actually go over and work at Roosevelt Field, and I always hated it. It was horrible.
Oh, it's miserable.
Between the parking, between the amount of people, between the caliber of humans that
You
went
see some
there.
characters in that store too, man.
Yeah.
Oh God.
Yeah, I think everybody should work retail. Truth be told, I think everybody needs to work retail at least once in their life so they experience what it's like to
Yes.
really deal with people
Yes, and-
face to face
exactly.
and how
And
moronic.
then they can't. Yeah, and then they can't get mad at the people that they're working with if they're not able to help you because you're probably the problem based off.
Yeah, I would say most of the issues that I came through in retail when I worked at Best Buy and when I worked at Apple, I would say most of the problems that I encountered were self-induced by the person coming in for help.
Yeah, of course.
And they didn't want to hear that,
it's always them.
hey, it's cool, you just don't know how to use your shit. They're just like, no, they're impossible. It's impossible. And they
Yeah,
just
they think they
freak
know
out. You know, they freak out because they want to just be in the right and their technological device isn't working, and all of a sudden they're like this is the end of the world. This is the apocalypse. My phone can't make a call right now. Well, how am I going to survive?
I know.
I don't know. What year are we in? How'd they do it before? We're gonna be okay. We're gonna get through this. I remember I had a dude, short story. I had a guy who walked into the Apple store in Manhasset completely beside himself. This is a true story too. Completely beside himself. Angry from the jump. Comes walking in.
Oh, and you're just like seeing this guy and you're like,
But like, so I don't know if anybody's ever gone to the Apple store in Manhasset, and if you're not from New York, basically, if I can paint the picture for you, it's a giant box.
it's a wealthy ass area too.
Wealthy ass area. It's a giant box store outside in a mall that's outdoors, basically.
Yeah.
And it's glass back
Yep.
that faces one of the main areas
Yep.
for one of the main roadways for a lot of traffic. And in the back, in the main entrance where we were, it's the entire parking lot. So anyway, so the dude comes in and there's rows of tables, and all of the new hires and all of the people that are not lower, but are entry-level associates, they're all in the front waiting to greet somebody and then bring them to wherever they need to go. You need to go to the Genius Bar. Can I help you with a sale? Do you need to speak to a manager? Like whatever it is, they're there to do all of that,
Yeah.
delegating out tasks of where the person needs to go. So anyway, so the guy comes in, and from the jump, he's yelling. He's just angry. His phone's not working, this and that. And then everybody turns around. There's like 6 associates. Everybody turns around, looks at me, and they part like Moses parting the sea. And I just go,
got this one.
all right, yo, come on over here. Let's check it out. And the dude he's like, I drove all the way. This is before there was a Apple store in Brooklyn. He's like, I drove all the way from fucking Brooklyn. Like going on and on. I'm like, what? Dude, what's the question, man? Just tell me.
Yeah.
He's like, where do I get my mail? I looked at him. I went, let me ask you this. I said, without sounding like I'm making fun, I go, if you look at that phone, where do you believe you'd find your mail?
Where it says mail.
I'm just looking at him. It's right there. It's on the home screen. I just look at him. I just go, out of all of these icons, where do you believe that your mail would be hidden?
It's one of the first.
And I just looked at him, and he looked at the phone. He kind of was like mid-speech when he just said, I don't know. And he just looked down at the phone, looked at it, looked at me, and he went, this fucking place. And he just walked out. Like, dog, all you had to do was read.
You also could have just called the Apple store and been like, hey, I'm having trouble finding this.
So truth be told, when we used to have a lot of people call the store, and that wasn't the way to do it because they're not there to troubleshoot. Right. So they'd have to technically call corporate, and it's a whole big thing. Would it have been a lot easier than him driving from Brooklyn to Manhasset? Yeah. That is Queens, Brooklyn area, city area, all the way up to like the first real suburb of Long Island. I mean, that was like an hour trip at least, and it was in the afternoon.
I messed up back in the day because I have 2 Apple IDs.
Oh man, you were one of those fucking people?
Really
oh my God, get your shit together.
I know. So like every time I have to get a new phone, man, it's like I got this phone and I logged in on my old Apple ID at first, and I wound up getting all of the pictures from like 2013.
Oh, you're shot.
I'm like, oh my God.
Yeah, you're shot.
Phenomenal that I have these again. I'd like to see this, but yeah, it's.
Yeah. You were like, oh, I didn't need to be remembered some of these.
Yeah,
oh, God.
Bro, yes, exactly.
Mass delete?
Yes, I'm one of those people that has 2 Apple IDs for some reason.
Well, that's another reason why I got the Android phone for my personal line.
Yeah.
I didn't want any associate.
That, man.
You know what? So here's I'm gonna describe some of the downfalls of that so far because I'm sure I get questions every now and then about it. So the benefits are that everybody gets this number, and it's not to say that no one's. This is important. Still, like, hit me up. I'm gonna answer it.
Of course.
Everybody gets this number. I talk to everybody through this work, friends, stuff like that. I FaceTime.
Yep.
Everything that I need to do, all my social media is on this phone. Great. Now I have the personal phone. For a while, I was shutting that phone off at like 7 o'clock at night, 6 o'clock at night before I went to jujitsu. So jujitsu is mostly at 6:30 at night. I'd shut that phone off. I'd leave it at home, and I'd bring the personal phone with me, and that would be the phone that I was on for the rest of the night until the next morning at like 8 a.m. after OG, all that stuff. Okay, workday starting. Turn this back on and check. Because it's off, I'm not compelled to start checking. Some of the pitfalls that I've had since having the 2 phones. The first pitfall is if I start talking to a girl, I don't want to give them that number right out the gate.
No, of course.
Otherwise, it's just like everybody, it's just, because unless there's going to be a real thing,
and
it's not to say that, to any of the girls that I've spoken to that may hear this, it's not to say that prioritize you or think that you deserve a personal number. It's just like, if it doesn't work out and we don't get past the talking stage, then I'm just giving this number out again. There's no
You have a certain amount of dates as a rule that it takes to get to the personal number.
I have no idea. Tyler already hit that threshold.
It's a 4-date rule, and then you get my personal phone number.
Yeah, man. I don't know, man. It's just,
it's in a contract in the first date. It's like, if you want this to go far, I'll give you my personal number.
yeah, I'll give you the personal number if you want to hit me up. But so it's tough. So then, certain things that other pitfalls that I've had is I've gone to a couple concerts. I've met people at the concerts that I know, and they're like, "Oh, let me text you right now," and I go, "I don't have that number on me, but like, yeah, text me. I'll answer when I get home." Not really that big of a deal breaker. It's fine at the end of the day, but it's kind of an annoying thing. So then you have the other possibility of carrying both phones with you. So there's a lot of people
there's
a lot of people
pocket weight.
There is, but I wear a fanny pack. So
Do you?
Oh fuck yeah, bro.
It's fucking hot.
Oh dude, I don't give a shit, man. Yo, if someone's gonna judge me on my fanny pack, judge away, bro. I'm cool with it. Like
they're in nowadays, bro.
Yeah, man. I rock it to the side because it's more tactical if I rock it to the side.
Absolutely.
I have the hemp one from Datsusara. Datsusara, send the check.
Love that.
The other pitfall that I've had is staying consistent with social now.
Yeah.
Because I am trying to detox. However,
boundaries.
Now that I'm back in my grind mode of building my channel up, building my socials up, I re-downloaded TikTok on this phone, all that. Now I'm in that mode of like constantly checking again, even though the notifications are off.
Yeah.
And now all my notifications are off for social, but I still find myself in and out. Like I pick my phone up and I check it. I pick my phone up and I check it. So I'm trying to get away from that notion.
Yeah.
But at the same time, it's like until I'm able to hire somebody to monitor all the social channels and everything like that.
Yeah.
And then they can do all like the grunt work.
Yeah.
I can do the real posting and the real interaction stuff and like the lives and whatnot.
Yeah.
Listen, it's give or take. It's kind of like I'm way better than I was previously with my phones.
Sure.
But at the same time, it's like I turn that phone off at night sometimes. Mm-hmm. And my mom I'll remember that I have to set an alarm or do something like that. So I'm turning this phone back on, and then it could be a little monotonous sometimes. So that's what I'm.
Both a blessing in disguise being able to work from your phone, because like I could essentially work from wherever the hell I want, but then like I get my screen time at the end of the week, and I'm like, oh my god, man, right?
It's brutal.
Like 5-6 hours a day, I'm on my phone. I'm like, I don't fucking want to do that.
Yeah, I mean, but at the end of the day, it's it's required in certain capacity to do it.
It really is. Like it's very hard to balance. I've gotten better with boundaries overall. I think like the last time we spoke, I was like, I have no idea, like what to do to set those boundaries. But yeah, no, I've gotten a lot better in terms of. My limit right now is like I'm trying to be done with work at 6:30 p.m. That's like my cutoff. Boom, dinner. Like spend time with her, and that's it.
And so, how are you facilitating that in terms of like how are you ensuring that the boundaries are met?
I've made it known. Like to my clients. I say, hey, like my phone goes off at like this time. If you were to text me past that time, I answer in the morning. Boom. It's not. It's been going really well. I haven't gotten to like the do not disturb stage yet, but I'm.
Oh man, you got to get on that.
I know.
I've been on that for years, man.
I'm on my way.
Do not disturb is phenomenal. It's probably one of my favorite things. It's on it right now. Probably one of my favorite things ever.
Yeah.
Probably and actually specifically muting people. Shouts to Gabe, muted your ass yesterday. He was just blowing my phone up, asking me stupid questions. I said, hey, now you can have a conversation with yourself. I even told him, I was like, you can enjoy this little echo chamber of Gabe. And he just kept messaging me. He kept just fucking around in the message.
I'm glad I'm not at that stage yet. I appreciate you.
Yeah. It's a good one. But yeah, it's tough when you want to stay on top of things, business-wise, just everything-wise. You want to just stay on top of things. And unfortunately, sometimes that requires you to stay extended hours on all communications. But
I prided myself on always making myself available, but at the same time, it's come back to bite me in the ass a little bit.
Yeah. Well, I tell my mom this all the time as well. The more leniency you give clients and the people that you speak to like that, and it could be friends, family, whatever it is, the people that you speak to, if you allow these boundaries to be crossed regularly, and it's even so when you're in a relationship with somebody.
Yeah.
If you allow these boundaries to be crossed regularly, by the time you want to set the boundaries straight, it's gone already. Exactly. It's shot. They're gonna be like, well, you've been doing this the whole time. So my biggest thing is just set the boundaries early, set the expectation early, and just be like, hey,
Yeah.
I don't answer past X amount of time. It's me time, my fiance, soon to be wife, like all that stuff. I need to have me time.
Of course, I realized it was more of an issue when I was more inclined to answer a client rather than like a friend at that time, because I was like, it's not, you don't want to feel like you're always working. Like I have a couple of really close friends that I coach as well, and like they would be asking me questions like, hey, like, what do I do for this or that? And it's like, 8:30 at night. One of them actually said, no, I actually said to one of them, I was like, hey bro, like, can we talk about this in the morning? Cause I'm not trying to work like this late at night. And he was like, oh, I didn't know, like, talking to one of your boys, like, was work. I'm like, dude, like, if it has to do with.
Is he paying you?
Yeah.
Then it's work.
Yeah, exactly.
If he's paying you, then it's work.
Exactly, yeah.
So, sorry,
like,
bro.
It has to be.
Just be fucking realistic. It is what it is,
exactly.
man.
Like, if it has to do with, like
obviously don't say who it is, but what do they do for work? Because they give general.
Car salesman.
Okay, so you sell cars.
Yeah.
Do you want people hitting you up at 10 o'clock at night?
Exactly.
So do you want your boys hitting, yo, can you do me a solid? Can you tell me what the price of this car is? And his response is going to be, hey, I'll hit you tomorrow.
Yeah, exactly.
Hey, I'll hit you tomorrow when I'm back in the office, this and that.
Exactly. It's like, yes, my life does kind of revolve around fitness, but I don't want to always be talking about it. So.
I get it, though. I get it. That was the same way with me with content and stuff like that.
Exactly.
Just having to be creative all the time. You have to be creative, to be on the ball, and to have your, the bar continually setting higher and higher. You have to have downtime. You have to be able to just chill out,
decompress a little bit.
Yeah, dude. And whether that means for
healthy to be able to do that too. Yeah.
And whether that means like watching Netflix, whether it means chilling out and with nothing going on, no sounds, no stimulus, reading a book, meditating, whatever that is, you have to lean into it.
I've learned to love to not do anything anymore. Mm-hmm. Like I love the weekends where I have zero plans, right? Like me and Aaron would just get to chill, like with the pups. Like I'll go work out and stuff like that. But like I love not being able to have to do anything.
It's most of my weekends. It's most of my weekends.
Fucking great.
Yeah, man.
Isn't it crazy? Like as you get older.
But
that's how it is.
Truthfully though, I've always been a homebody. I really have. I've always been a homebody. I really have not always liked going out and doing all this stuff. That's why I was always the king of Irish exits. I really was. Because after a certain point, I showed face, I hung out, and now
bro, there were times where we used to be out and I would just like turn around and you just
I'm gone. I'm gone. Yours was one of them. Yours was one of the best ones.
That's great.
Yours was one of the best ones because Vinny was just like Vinny looked at me and he saw that I was about to Irish exit.
So great.
He was like, yo, you're gonna leave, right? And I'm just like, maybe. I'm like, I'm thinking about it. I'm like, hey, I love being here with
nothing personal either.
Yeah, it's nothing personal.
It's like, yeah, see you later.
Next time has come.
Exactly.
I got to get out of here. I got to go get some food and I got to go back.
I don't want to bother you, but see you later.
Yeah, get my jams.
No.
So like I tapped you up. I was like, yo, bro. I was like, yeah.
Yo, sick party.
I said, sick shit, bro. I said, yo, I'm going to go to the bathroom. You're like, okay.
Yeah,
I just walked out to the bathroom. And then, bro, you texted me like 45 minutes later.
Walking the streets of Manhattan. See you later.
No, you sent me, I'll never forget, man. You sent me a text at 45 minutes later. You go, yo, you still in the bathroom area? I said, dog, I'm on the train home. You guys are still there? What are you doing there still? Like gaslighting.
Oh, we were all leaving. Yeah.
Gaslighting you. Like, why aren't you on the train with me?
I used to be that person that would hit everybody up on like a Friday morning and be like, yo, like, what are we doing this weekend? Mm-hmm. And now it's like, I get upset. Like if someone asks me sometimes, I'm like, fuck.
You know what? I don't know if it had to do with COVID, just completely changing people's opinions of just everything. I believe that inflation and the price of things has just gotten so dramatically insane that because it's so insane, everybody kind of just wants to, like, okay, so here's a perfect example. Are you more inclined to go out to a bar, spend, between you and Aaron, let's just say anywhere from $80 to $120 for a dinner?
Exactly.
And then stay out a little bit longer, let's say another $40 to $50 on drinks? Yeah. Or would you rather take out? So the takeout's going to be cheaper.
Sure.
So it'd be $40, let's say, $50 for some food, whatever. Let's say you are drinking, or you want to get some, 6-pack of beer, or you bought some alcohol at the store, or whatever, whatever your vice is that you want to enjoy. Okay, great. Let's say another $20. All right, so now we're at $60.
Yeah.
And you're in the comfort of your home with Netflix and the one you love and the pup, and you know what I'm saying, like the pups, and you just get to relax. You don't have to worry about, oh shit, I just drank, so now how am I going to get home?
Yeah.
You don't have to worry about any of that. Now
I-
you could just be still.
I love all of my really good, like we have a great group of people down in Raleigh, right? Like we absolutely love them. We love to spend time with them, right? Like we actually see a lot of our friends like on most weekends, I would say. Whether it's dinner or going to someone's house or whatever it is, right? As soon as they say, yeah, like we're gonna go out after dinner.
No. After dinner? No.
Yeah.
No, it's not happening.
Bro, it's so funny because me and Aaron
I got training tomorrow morning.
Yeah. Me and Aaron, bro, like we just kind of look at each other and we're like, we're just gonna go home, aren't we?
Just Irish exit like Nick. Just Irish exit like that. Go to the venue.
And it's
hang
great
out for like 20 minutes and just be like, oh, we're gonna go to the
It's
bathroom.
great because when I lived here, all of my friends, they used to get offended like if I would go home. Down there, they are so understanding. Like like it's
Yeah, but you also used to live here right before right about COVID time.
Yep.
I'm telling you, man, things have changed. People don't give a fuck. People don't give a fuck anymore. People are so into
Isn't that crazy?
People are so into themselves like now, and in positives and negatives. To be honest with you, there are still those people that are in that cycle of I need to go out, I need to go do every weekend. I see it. I live in a village. I see it every weekend.
Yeah. Especially around here too.
Yeah, but I would say that more so, and I don't know if it's just because I'm surrounding myself with these people more so people are more inclined to just go train hard all week, all night, whatever the thing is. Let's say Friday night. Let's give it Friday night as an example.
Yeah.
I'm going to train jujitsu. And then if somebody wants, if I know somebody, a girl, friend, whatever, you want to come over, watch a movie, hang out, like 8 p.m., Kenji needs his medicine. I have to give Kenji his pills. So I'm here for the night, unless there's really something going on, 8 o'clock, 8:30, I walk him again, 9 o'clock, we're back in the house. Dude, I'm chilling. I got jujitsu the next morning at 9 a.m.
Yeah.
That is my main goal is longevity now.
Bro,
I'm not one of these
I'm the same
psychos.
way.
I'm not one of these psychos that needs to like, every fucking thing is just like every modality of health and longevity. I'm not. But when it comes down to it, my ability to stay healthy and active is to continue training at a high level and to continue like staying on the grind. Because the second I take my foot off the gas pedal, it's not that I'm going to stop. It's not that it's going to slow down though. It's going to regress a little bit.
I am not kidding when I say this. I have maybe had a count of 2 or 3 drinks in the last 5 or 6 months.
Mm-hmm.
If I have a sip of alcohol, I'm not even kidding. If I have a sip of alcohol, I feel like shit.
Yep.
A sip. And it was because I was never a huge drinker anyway, but it has gotten to the point where, bro, like we went to Arizona, right? Like for my bachelor party, I had 1 beer the entire weekend and I had a fucking blast.
Yeah.
If I have a sip of alcohol nowadays, I feel like shit.
Dude, sobriety's coming back. Sobriety's coming back,
feel
and
like shit if I have
it's not that it ever left.
Yeah.
Sobriety is just being pushed more.
I think
because
people are realizing.
You can have just as much fun without the booze. You could still have the good conversations with people.
Yeah.
When you learn to actually learn about yourself and be still and be alone, you actually learn to not feel like I need to loosen up just to talk to people. You can just talk to people now.
That's exactly what I was going to say is I feel like people lean on certain vices in order to bring out more of like their personality.
Yeah.
But at the same time, like you're not really being like authentic to, yourself.
Most of the time you're acting like a cunt.
Exactly.
I don't want to be around you. You're just like loud and boisterous and just like over the top. Relax, bro.
Yeah. So no, I mean, I have learned to just like really stay true to who I am in that aspect. Like I don't want to go out and drink. Like I really don't anymore. So, but yeah, no, like you're 100% right. I truly feel like that's the way, things are going nowadays. I see it more and more. So
people want to do things. They don't want to just like sit around and booze and this and that. I'm convinced that's the older generations and some of the younger generation that you're seeing, but I'm not seeing as much of like what it used to be in terms of just like the amount of people going out and getting fucking bent. Now I'm sure.
I also feel like it's because like we're getting older. Like my sisters.
Yeah, but I would say that this is this push for more health. Group training, everything, all of this stuff. This is more of a push now. This wasn't something, let's say 15 years ago.
Yeah, it wasn't.
It was still, people in their 30s were still partying like the ship was going down.
Yeah.
Like it was 99.
Yeah, that's true.
You know, Bordy Barn and all this. Yeah, we gotta go out. Fuck that, bro. I never even went.
I never
Fuck
went
these
either.
smiley face stickers.
Yeah. I never went
Good
either.
on that shit, man.
I can't do it.
Yeah, just you get too many stickers on you. How cool,
No,
bro.
shit.
Plastered all day, sloppy tuna. Yo, I'm good. I want to enjoy my time being somewhere.
Yeah.
You know, so and it's such a weird thing because it's not that I never thought I wouldn't drink, but it's just, you know, you tell people, I've said this plenty of times. You tell people that, oh yeah, I've been sober for, I don't know what it is now, like a year and 2 months or something like that. I haven't had any alcohol, no drugs, nothing for a year and 2 months. And people just go like, whoa, like, oh, that's like really respectable, this and that. And you go, but then they start to, you see in their face, they start to reconsider their decisions. And they go,
I still get funny looks if I say no to alcohol sometimes. And like, it's crazy because...
What are you, an alcoholic?
Yeah, yes, exactly, right? Like, there are people like that think like you're saying no because like you had like a previous, you know, issue or something like that. And it's crazy, man. But times have changed, I think, for the good. So let's keep this ball rolling. But Rizzo, I fucking miss you, man.
Yeah, dude, it's been a minute. When's the last time we saw each other? When you were up here?
Yeah, I think January, right?
Was it January?
Yeah, I think it was January. When
it was a little bit of a mild winter. We didn't really get too much shit up here. How was it down by you guys?
It was maybe 2 to 3 weeks of cold, and that was it. To be honest with you.
Yeah, you guys get the warmth a little quicker than we do up here.
Yeah. I mean, like, we get all 4 seasons, but we definitely have a shorter winter. I mean, it'll get cold at times for sure, but like, you know, I'm still golfing and
it's awesome.
And you know, like the end of January. So
that's nice, man.
Yeah,
that's nice.
Yeah, it's cool.
Yeah, dude, it's been I don't know, quite the changes all around, dude. Trying to think what else is like really new. There's really nothing that's like outstandingly new. Just working with new clients, doing some cool shit.
Yeah.
And just consistently just trying to push this thing forward, staying more consistent with the podcast, with YouTube now recently, and I just want to keep this train rolling.
Yeah, I'm at this point right now, I think, you know, like with my business, I've had it since October 22, where so I actually hired a couple of coaches.
Oh, good for you. Congrats.
Which is great. I'm in the middle of really trying to establish like systems needed in order to continue to scale. That's like my biggest thing right now. And I think my hardest thing for me is like I've never been very tech savvy, and like I'm trying to learn, but man, like marketing is hard.
Yeah, man.
Marketing is hard because you have to find a way to differentiate yourself from, you know, all of the other fitness influencers out there, which I'm not, honestly. Coach is really what I strive to be, but yeah, like it's hard nowadays, bro. So yeah, that's kind of where I am right now. You know, I'm not like actively trying to get any new clients in. You know, I'm just trying to provide like the best experience that I can right now. So,
and that's important. It's important. And when it comes down to differentiating yourself, that's super important. I tell that to a lot of the clients that I work with on the content creation side.
Yeah.
You know, you could do the same thing that everyone's doing. You could rip off fucking different trends and all these different dances and stuff like that. I don't know. I feel like I see, you know, you see the same low caliber humans that like that content.
Yeah.
And if that's what you're targeting as your audience and as the people that you want to grow your channel, by all means do it. But I'm not the guy
to stay authentic to yourself.
Exactly. I'm not the guy to do pranks and all this bullshit and these sensationalism type headlines or this clickbait titles and stuff like that. No. And it's tough because, listen, I use AI with certain things to help chop extra clips for the podcast because just it helps with timing for myself.
Yeah. There's definitely benefits to AI now.
Oh, without question. And there always has been. But, you know, the more that you see it integrated into things, the more you realize, like, wow, if we don't really put a bottle on this thing.
Can I give you an example real quick?
Sure. Yeah.
My sister's graduation yesterday, Delphi, right? Nassau Coliseum, 900 graduates. No one knew where they were like saying their names from. There were some crazy ass names that were walking across stage. I really think there was an AI system saying these names.
Might have been.
Because there was a guy who, obviously it was a guy's voice, but he never changed any tone. He was never like.
It might have been AI, or it could have been just a teleprompter type system that recites that they put the whole database.
Some of these names, I'm like, how do these names like fit on a Scantron? Like it was crazy, bro. But yeah, like AI nowadays is it's very helpful, but I also don't think it's good to
utilize in
Utilize it in
scale.
exactly.
Now they have ChatGPT 4. They have a bunch of different systems, different types, and it's a tough subject for a lot of people. I mean, the content creation side, clients.
I was going to say, does that scare you at all?
Yes and no, because it's coming for everybody. AI could write a fucking fitness program for somebody.
Bro.
You know what I'm saying? Like they could write a fitness program. It could calculate macros for you. It could do everything. Like so, theoretically, we're all going to be out of jobs if we allow that side of things to happen. But on the other side of things, there's always going to be that push for human touch and human emotion backing. Well, yeah. So a client of, let's say I have, 2 clients. One client doesn't have a lot of money to spend on campaigns, and it's, nothing against them. It's just their budget, whatever it is. Doesn't have a lot of money to spend on campaigns, but what they see that I do, they don't see the value in it. They don't see the value in speaking to me, collaborating, creating personalized content for the brand. So that person versus another person that has a budget, sees the value in it, sees the creativity side that we can both come at it from different angles, sees that it's, sees that I'm not just a videographer, photographer, because that's not what I am. I'm more of a digital agency at this point, and I have been for a long time. Now I'm really branding myself as such. I'm done with the videographer title, because if I was just a videographer, I wouldn't have to edit. I wouldn't have to fly a drone. I wouldn't have to help people with marketing, content strategies, all this stuff.
Of course.
So I'm not a videographer. And unfortunately, people just look at it like that. So client A, not really a budget, doesn't see the value, looks at me as just a videographer. Client B has a budget, understands the benefits of collaboration, and understands the potential for us to scale his business based on marketing campaigns and XYZ, whatever. Who is going to go with the AI system at the end of the day? Client A. Client A is going to sit there and go, I don't see the value. I'm just going to pay $1,000 for this video, for this AI system to create a generated video that just kind of broadly determines the scope of work that I need and the target audience that I'm going after. Client B is going to be like, I want to maintain this relationship and build something.
When I've been in my mentorships for like my business and everything, they always put a high
emphasis.
Yeah, that's what I was looking for.
Got you, baby.
A high emphasis on being able to handle objections. And my thought process is, I don't know if I want to handle objections, because if I lay out my process exactly how I'm going to get you not only from point A to point B, but from point A to point Z, if you don't see the value in that, chances are you're not going to be a good client anyway. So I think that's really where my marketing right now is, like really what I'm trying to focus on is I want to market and really speak to one specific person that I know would be a top tier, not only client of mine, but me be able to, essentially change their life, So I think that's like very important, is being able to market towards one specific person that you really want to work with. And it's always been so hard for me. Coming from the group industry, there are a lot of different, types of people that you will see going to the studio. That's where I've gotten a lot of my clients, and it's been hard for me at times because everybody's different, and I have to cater to a lot of different, like types of, personalities and everything like that. I am at the stage now where I want to market towards one person who is essentially the old version of me, right? Because I've been able to get from, like point A to point Z. I want to help that person, get there as well. So I think it's very, very important, when it comes to that.
I was writing down because I wanted to remember what I was going to say, and I don't want to cut you off.
No, of course.
So there's a couple things. First off, when vetting clients and not giving your entire strategy or your entire process away, one of the things that people in my industry, if they don't use it, they will hopefully listen to this and use it going forward, because it's something that I've discovered as of late, is a discovery call. Discovery calls you charge for.
Yeah.
It's not free. We're not giving free game out here anymore. It's not how this works. You want free game, go Google shit.
Yeah.
You're calling me, you're asking me things, because I've had plenty of clients over the years that we've created a plan before any paperwork was signed. I've given them ideas. I've given them free game. I've just in the hopes that we're going to have this relationship. And once the time comes to, cross some T's, dot some I's, that the contracts are going to be signed, that they either go with somebody else that's cheaper or they do something like that. It is what it is at the end of the day. but I'm not doing these free discovery calls anymore. That's not what this is. So I think the same thing should be with you. Flat rate, $50, $75, whatever it is. Hey, let's talk about, just kind of what I'm thinking is the plan, the call to action that we need to do, the plan, all this different stuff. $50 for a half hour of my time, this and that. If we have to go longer, we'll this is the prorated rate, whatever it might be. But valuing your time.
I never thought of it that way.
That also now in turn translates to the second part of your question or your statement and conundrum. Whereas we have a specific type of client that we want to go with. You don't want to have to deal with rejection. Unfortunately, in our business as an entrepreneur, you're always going to deal with rejection. Yeah. Now, how you deal with that rejection is pretty, dependent on what your line of acceptability is. So let's say for me, I have a client that has a $1,000 budget for a video campaign. It's not enough for what we want to do. I could say no, and I could say, hey, the budget's not there, blah, blah, blah. Or I could say, hey, based on that budget, I can give you this. I'm willing to work with you on this, but based on that budget, I can't give you what you're asking for. This is what I can recommend that we can do instead.
Yeah. I've developed like 2 tiers in my coaching. One is like full fitness, nutrition, check-ins. The other one is just like essentially like monthly workouts and stuff like that. Yeah. So it's but I think it's hard for me because coming from the group fitness industry, people are used to one price, and it's essentially like pretty low price, right? Like you go to Orange Theory, it's like $179 a month. I do not charge that. I definitely charge a little bit more. For me, I've gotten a lot better with this. I never really opened up about this. I used to deal with major imposter syndrome. Like I used to think, why the hell would anybody want to listen to what I have to say?
Well, that's all of us. That's me with the podcast too.
Yep.
So that's unfortunately a dark side of our mentality, where we allow other people's, and I don't want to cut you off, I really don't.
No.
Cool. Where we allow other people's feedback, other people's projections of how they feel about themselves. We allow that to almost internalize in us and develop our thought process on how we feel, but that has nothing to do with it.
I've gotten a lot better since I've kind of, overcome that in terms of like, hey, I've actually helped like probably at this point over 100 people change their lives. It's like, I know exactly what I am talking about when it comes to this and that I'm truly able to help you with. So that has really helped me stick to like my price point, when it comes to that stuff. But I used to deal with it really, really badly.
Allow me to interject on price point.
Yeah.
Price point's super important for a number of reasons. One, we have to get into the mindset as entrepreneurs and business owners that we are for profit. We are not for profit.
Yeah. And you have to have good margins.
Although we know that, clients want to act sometimes as though we are greedy for making money. And I'm sorry, but I'm in business to make money. I'm not in business to scrape by. So at the end of the day, if your budget calls for a certain project and we both agree to it, and those margins happen to be larger than what I'm used to, I'm not going to lower. I'm not going to, let's say the budget's $10,000, but the package price maybe, what I'm saying? Like maybe it was like $9,000. Am I supposed to just say, oh no, I'll do it for $9,000? No. Okay, well, if the budget's $10,000, we're going to work with $10,000, and that's also going to give me room just in case there are edits to be made or extra work that needs to be done. Yeah. But I'm in this for profit. Like I need to be able to make money. I need food. Kenji needs food. Yeah. Like at the end of the day,
live your life.
Everybody goes to work every day. Everybody, tries to create the next banger idea or anything like that, so they can make money and be well off. Now back to the thought process of clients, rejections, and all that stuff. When I first started out, I used to charge like $200 a video. And there's a lot of people that I know that are still in this that are in the video industry and content creation side of things that charge way less than that. Way less. And I have to remind some of these people, you paid $3,000 for a camera, you paid $1,500 for a lens, you paid $1,000 for a gimbal, you pay your monthly subscription for your Creative Cloud, you're learning all these different things, you're spending tons of time harnessing the skill, doing all this.
It's a shitload of money.
It's a shitload of money, and it's a shitload of fucking time, which time is money at the end of the day. So the process of upgrading yourself and in turn upgrading your pricing structure is scary because you're going to lose clients without question. Once you say, let's say your original price was $1,000 for a video and now it's $2,000 a video. Those $1,000 video clients are probably not going to work with you unless they see that inherent value.
Yeah.
They love working with you. You've built the relationship up. And even still, even if the relationship is rock solid, sometimes it still doesn't work. And it is what it is. You can meet them for their $1,000 budget, but understand that if you used to charge somebody a price and now you charge a new price to do the same amount of work, questions.
Yeah.
They're going to give you pushback.
Of course.
But it does open up a new realm of clients that are more than willing to pay that price because they see the value.
Chances are, if a person is willing to pay your actual price point, those are usually going to be the best clients.
Oh yeah, I mean the best clients that I've ever had were the ones that I sent them an invoice and they just said great and they sign off on it and they pay it. I send them the videos, I send them the content. They go, looks amazing. Thank you so much. We've had a great time. We'll hit you up for another shoot. And they hit me up in a month or 2 months down the line, 3 months, whatever it is. Hey, Nick, we need some more content. We love the last round. Let's do that. The clients that haggle me down, that give me all the pushback, that need extra meetings,
high maintenance,
that need all the discovery call, like really, like one call wasn't enough to start to get the ball rolling for our contract. They need multiple calls, multiple things, oh, well, this guy used to charge me this.
That aren't able to pay the price point.
When you send them the video, they're the ones that go, oh, can you change the song? You change the song. Okay, out of the goodness of my heart, change the song, and now I redo the entire edit. They go, oh, well, the lyrics aren't the right point of this one, this and that. And they start giving you all this pushback. And now that job that you took a hit on because you allowed yourself to kind of you allowed them to whittle you down, now it's a negative job.
Yeah.
Now, not only is the client never going to use you again because they had an experience that was, in their opinion, lackluster, but now you feel as though you're just being taken advantage of and taken for a ride, and nobody wins.
The clients that I'm trying to put this the right way. The clients that I've had not the best experience working with are the clients that were mostly my lower tiered program and weren't willing to pay for the high ticket program.
Yep.
And that's what I have realized. And it has helped me market towards, like those other people now.
Yep.
Right. So yeah, no, I mean, dude, one of my very, 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 very good friends charges $800 a month for online coaching.
Okay.
He's one of the most he's probably one of the best online coaches that like I have ever seen in terms of like business and actually getting people the
the results.
Exactly. $800 a month.
Yeah.
That's $9,600 a year.
Yeah. And to some people that is pocket change, and that's the clients that he's looking for.
I mean, think of it, right? You go in a grocery haul. Probably, I mean, at least like this is me. Like my grocery haul, like for Aaron and I, is about like $200 a week.
Yeah, about $150 to $250 I spend a week on groceries.
It's $800 a month.
Yeah.
People can afford it. They just don't want to admit it.
Yeah.
You
have to afford it if you want to fucking eat.
Exactly.
If you want to eat and you don't want to sit there with rations, then yeah, you have to afford it.
Exactly. So yeah, man.
I'll give you an example. It's actually ironic. I shot a video for Ozempic.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah, they approached me. The drug company approached me. I shot interviews with doctors in Philadelphia.
I want to hear about this. So what do they actually think about Ozempic, bro?
Oh, they fucking love it. They're doctors, bro. They love that shit. And I can't say, truth be told, I can't say anything negative about them. I really can't. Like that's their world. That is their world. But I'm giving you an example of a client specifically. And I'll talk about the interviews. They were doctors from all around the world. Doctors from all around the world that were there for a conference. I had to set up my camera, give them microphones. They were doing the interviews. They needed it turned around in 24 hours. I drove from obviously Long Island to Philly. I drove there early. It was like earliest, was it Saturday morning? Saturday morning. I drove there early Saturday morning. I went down there. I set everything up, shot 6 interviews, which each interview, truth be told, was only like 4 minutes. And then they sent me all the logos. I was in touch with the drug company, the parent company, and I drove back that same night. And the traffic was dog shit going back. I mean, it was like a 2.5 hour drive back. But anyway, that was an $8,000 day for me. $8,000, bro. Edited the videos that night.
It's fucking awesome.
But that's the example of a client that you want. Edited the videos that night. Sent it to them the next day. Bro, they literally
away, probably.
literally messaged me. They go, looks excellent. Thank you so much, Dick. Sent the final payment. That was it. Easy. Done.
Did you tell them what your price point was before you went on the interview?
I asked them the budget. I said, hey, what's your budget for the project? This and that. They told me. I said, done. Cool.
I like it.
That's a marketing, dude. That's a marketing write-off for these companies.
Yeah.
They don't give a fuck.
Yeah,
At the end of the
it
day,
is.
as long as it's not 50 grand, they don't. I mean, some of them do spend 50 grand though for commercials.
Yeah.
You know, but that's a high production value.
Yep.
So it's like, you know, these are the clients that you want.
Exactly.
Bro, one day of work, I made what most people don't make in a month.
You're inspiring the hell out of me.
Bro, it's and you know what? And that's what I want it to be. I don't want people to sit there and go, wow, Nick's jerking himself off over 8,000. Well, some people will think that. That's not what you think. Some people will think that.
Some people will think
I don't want people to think that that's what this is about. This is what I'm trying to instill in other creative videographers, photographers, digital agencies, all this stuff. There is money out there.
I don't like.
I'm at the point where I'm looking for those jobs consistently now. Because if I can shoot for 4 days, 5 days, a month and make 30, 40 grand, and then the rest of my time is spent on podcasting, doing more YouTube content for my brand, everything like that, and then this starts to take off, that's the dream. It's just realistic, and it's just scaling.
I almost don't like, and I'm trying to phrase this again. How like how I should phrase it.
Phrase it the way you need to, Big Daddy.
I don't. Oh, I like that. Oh, I love you. I don't really like that I have to be a content creator for my business.
Yeah.
It's very hard for me. Number one, I've never been able to be fully consistent and post every single day of every single week. I don't know why, but it's just like I don't want to have the attention span that I have to be on Instagram all of the fucking time.
Can I tell you why?
Yeah, go ahead.
It's because that's not your job.
Yeah.
It has become your job, but that is not your job.
Right.
The same thing with me. I don't want to have to sit on my phone all day and post things. And
I don't want to.
It takes me away from being creative for the things I need to for my business. So at the end of the day, what you have to do is you have to scale yourself to a point. Same thing with the podcast. Scale yourself to a point where you can have somebody that does that.
Yeah.
And once you have somebody that does that, that's their fucking job title. Let them do that all day. If that's what they want to do all day, if you want to be like not only a content creator, but you want to be a manager, a social media manager, and you want to manage the accounts of the people that you're working with and this and that.
That's their job.
Schedule out the content. Hey, Sam, we need 4 more videos for next week so I can plan them out Monday, Wednesday, Friday, Saturday, whatever. Great. I'll have those shot and sent over to you so you can manage them and post them. They do all of the work. That is their fucking job.
Do you believe the algorithm is actually a thing?
Yeah, of course it is. They talk about it. It's openly a thing. Instagram, TikTok, everybody, they talk about it.
Yeah.
Bro, TikTok, I have 52.8 thousand followers. It has gone down from like 53.4, I think it was. But I deleted the app. I stopped posting on it for like four or 5 months. Yeah. And truth be told, the AI thing that I use for some of the podcast clips, that software posts for me to TikTok. I'm 99% sure they downgrade the reach when they see that there is a scheduler going into it. So
I've learned a lot about like the Instagram algorithms.
Yeah, and I'll tell you exactly what the Instagram algorithm is. Stay consistent. Keep posting every day. Be a slave to the phone. That's what they want. They want you to be a slave to the phone.
Yeah, because they want people on the platform.
Bro, we are not.
So they make money.
We are not the audience. We are the product.
Yeah.
They are selling our viewership and our ability to stay on the platform to advertisers. That's what it is. That's why
social media is crazy.
Bro, that's why the service is free.
I know.
That's why they don't charge anything for it. Do you think for a second that if they didn't have advertisers lining up and spending money hand over hand to Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, all these, but if they didn't have these advertisers, we would without question have another monthly subscription.
Would you imagine Instagram was like $10 a month?
I wouldn't post on Instagram anymore. I'd post on YouTube. Yeah. I see more inherent value in YouTube than I do in Instagram.
Absolutely.
For what I do, for the podcast, for my clients.
Absolutely.
YouTube is the place to be, to tell stories, to do all this stuff, because you can do the best of both worlds.
That's like
I can do long form
content.
I can do long form content, just like the podcast. I can do all my long form content, and I can do short content in shorts. And I can do different playlists and different clips and this and that. Instagram was a photo app.
Yeah.
It was used primarily by artists, creatives to showcase their work, almost like a rolling portfolio in certain say. It has been since taken over by girls shaking their ass online and dudes shaking their cocks in mirrors. That's really what we're at this point.
I'm gonna ask you a tough question. Have you ever gotten to the point or went through a phase where you didn't enjoy what you did for a living because
Without question.
of how social media is?
Without question. Without question. I got into video production and making because I enjoyed telling stories, and I had fun making these gym edits for people that were just doing shows,
Yep.
that were showcasing their bodies, that
And
were
you're-
telling their stories. And it turned from that into, hey, that video is 2 minutes long. Can we make it 15 seconds? And you're just like, what?
Yeah.
Okay. And then you start doing that.
You're really fucking good at it.
Thank you. I appreciate it. You know, it's tough for me with looking at other creators, because it's the same thing with coaching, and every comparison is the thief of joy. You start,
Imposter syndrome.
yeah, man, imposter syndrome and comparison and all these different things. You start looking at all these other people and you see that the field is ultra saturated. But what industry is it not ultra saturated in? So at the end of the day, you got to get over it. Every industry is ultra saturated. How many fucking people are in the world?
7 billion.
Billion? Okay, yeah. Guarantee guarantee there's millions of people that are better than you at what you do, and guarantee there are millions that are worse.
Mm-hmm.
Hundreds of millions.
Yeah.
Hundreds of millions in both directions. Let's give a vast number. So you have to just, at the end of the day, focus on what you need to do. What is your end goal? Is your end goal to just continue to have, mediocre relationships with like low paying customers, or is it to be looked at as a niche product? The perfect example is people don't go to Lamborghini and go, oh, can I get, I see it's $250,000, but could we work out a deal for like 200 or 150?
Yeah.
Bro, they'll be like, door's right there, brother.
Yeah.
Get the fuck out.
I think for me, it's mostly like the community aspect. I love being able to create that community, and I love being a part of that community. There are just like how you said, there's a million other coaches in this world that, like that are better than me, but there's also a million that are
worse,
right?
Horrible.
So I think
that probably shouldn't even be certified.
That's why I think it's really important to just like, it's all about, like the relationship aspect with people. If people like you, if people trust you, they will come to you, right?
Yeah.
It's like if I ever, obviously I'm not up here, but if I was up here, right, and I said, hey, like, I should really get like a photo shoot or something like that, you are going to be the first person that I go to.
I appreciate that.
Because like I know you for years upon,
Well, there's rapport, and that I'm not gonna,
exactly.
I'm not gonna fuck the shoot up. I'm gonna do it the right way. I'm gonna make sure that it looks the right way, because on my end, on your end, you know this as Nick and I have a relationship.
Exactly.
On my end, I go, Sam and I have a relationship. I need to make sure that this stays golden.
Most people reach out to me for coaching. Like I've never been reached out to by a stranger on Instagram before. Never. People that have really reached out to me have seen the work that I do for other people. And that is probably what I think is like the most important thing in, like our field. And that's why like I don't love the concept of having to be a content creator along with that, because I know it only goes so far.
Yeah.
Well,
it's throwing
Makes
shit
sense?
at, certain things with the content creation is it's throwing shit at a wall.
Yep.
Some videos will get millions of
Hoping
views.
it sticks.
That's what I'm saying. And some videos will get 1 million views, and some videos will get 100 views.
Bro, the
That's
videos that have done my best, I'm like, how did that get?
Oh yes, dude, videos for me too, bro. Some of
You
the
don't even
videos I
expect
look
it.
at,
You're
I
just
go,
like, what? How did that do?
How did that get 3.4 million
Yeah,
views?
yeah.
Like, what?
Like, what was the context? It literally, we could post a reel exactly how we're talking about it right now. How is this video going to get 1 million views? We'll post it and it'll wind up getting 1 million views.
Yeah, we might be getting 1 million views, but like the other
Post this clip after it.
59 minutes in. Yeah, dude, it's that's the timestamp.
Yeah.
It's it's a weird thing, but it also has to do with the fact that everything is overly saturated as well on the other side. Content. I don't know the specific number, but think about how many videos are probably posted in a minute on all these platforms. In a minute.
Millions.
Yeah. So just yours had a couple thousand views in a minute. And you think about all the other videos that are being posted around the same time. I'm flattered. Thanks.
I wonder.
I'll take my couple hundred views. I don't give
Yeah.
a fuck.
I wonder what the percentage is of people in the world now like that have Instagram and TikTok.
Dude, I never thought we could definitely look that metric up, active users. But I never thought in a million years that like some of the clips that I would get would on TikTok would push me to almost 53,000 followers. 53,000 at one point, but because it's dropped down, I'm at 52.8. Now, have any of those followers equated to subscriptions on YouTube? Not that I've seen. Maybe a couple hundred in total. But you know, we go back to the echo chamber of all these social channels. Everyone just hangs out in these platforms, whatever someone's platform is.
Sure.
I feel like there's a lot of people that are just TikTok users, just Instagram users, just YouTube users. They don't really, cross-pollinate with each, we have all of them because we put the content out there.
Yeah.
Has nothing, these people sometimes just want to consume on one platform. So, a person that watches my clip, let's say it's a minute clip on TikTok, they may just take it at face value for whatever the clip was and then move on. They don't want to see the rest of the video. But I have to be okay with that as a content creator. Of
course.
Because I'm just pushing shit out there as much as I can, get the message out, because my first 10 videos aren't going to stick with you. But maybe the 11th video is going to stick with you.
That's exactly what I was going to say, is that if I were to post a video and it gets, I don't know, like 200-300 views, and only like a couple likes, if I get one save on that video, I'm happy, because like that means that I impacted one person. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, I mean.
Who are you fucking Snapchatting right now?
I got to bring my mom to the airport at JFK. She's got to go back to.
Oh, she's going back?
Home. Yeah, so. But no, I'm just
I
telling her.
think you were fucking snapping.
No, I'm not snapping anybody.
I deleted that shit mad long ago. I think Vinny's still on Snap. Vinny, get off Snap. That's like a pedophile app now. Get the fuck off Snap. If I had a couple like younger ladies, like mid-20s, ask me, they're like, "Do you have Snapchat?" I'm like, "Oh man, I gotta get the fuck out of here."
I have it, but I don't go on.
Off of this thing.
Yeah,
I deleted it years ago. I was a Snapaholic, man. Everything I did, every drunk-filled weekend for Nick was on Snap at one point. And truth be told, I wish I
had a high Snap score.
Oh, dude, Snap score was so high. It was like 19,000 or some shit like that.
Really?
That was high for me.
At that point.
Yeah. If I still kept it going, it'd probably be like 50, 60 at this point. But
funniest thing that I see nowadays is like these, I don't know, like the kids that are in high school. Like if you go to a game, right? Like a kid's in front of you. He opens up his Snapchat. He's got 100 snaps, and all they do is just like send like their faces back and forth to each other.
Nah, it's creepy. It's creepy. Stop doing that.
Weird.
I don't want to see your face.
I know. It's weird.
I don't want to see your face. I tell people all the time, don't face. That's actually why I love the Android phone. Nobody can FaceTime me.
It's great.
Yeah, don't FaceTime me. Leave me alone. I don't want to see anybody's face. I want to just text people. There's no fucking, iMess, nothing. There's it's like, yeah, just text me. It's cool. We're good. I'll get the message when I get the message.
Yeah.
I actually wanted to ask you, did you see the Terrence Howard on Joe Rogan? Did you watch that yet?
I did.
Interesting.
Very interesting.
Very interesting stuff, man. I really.
What was your overall into?
So when you hear somebody speak like that, you either think that they're completely insane or you think they're a genius. There's kind of just two spectrums that you hear it on. I believe he's just so awake and so in tune with things that are outside of the normal scope of life.
100% agree.
I mean, think about it up until a certain point. We have lived our lives and just been programmed to understand that, like, you go to school, you come home, that's it. You go to school, you come home, that's it. You do your sport, you go to work, you're going to get married one day, the white picket fence, the American dream, all this stuff. And I've seen that, and from my perspective, things have shifted substantially since the ability to have information at any given point, and more questions of why, how, who, why are we here? What are we, there has to be more to these things. Okay, we're born, we die. It's like, religion, all these different things that people are questioning. And then you start seeing the powers that are above everybody, theoretically.
Yeah.
The elites, all this stuff, and the amount of lying that they do to begin with. So you start sitting there and go, wow, what else have you not told us?
Yeah.
I've said this, I feel like I've said this every podcast because it's just such a funny example. It's like the people that make fun of flat earthers, or the people that make fun of people that believe we're under a firmament and space isn't real.
Yeah.
And that we're actually on the outskirts.
I found out this crazy fun fact about space, by the way. You can't go up in order to go to space. You have to go sideways. Really? You can't go up because it's something with like the gravity where it would actually prevent you from continuing to go higher and higher.
My brain can't comprehend that.
I know.
Because all I
That's what
think
I'm
is
saying.
up.
That's what I'm saying. You have to go like sideways.
Yeah, but so
Isn't that nuts?
yeah, so you hear all these things, and then you somebody comes out with another theory that says that there is no space, and that there's a firmament above us, and we're under a dome or whatever it might be, and people go, "Oh, you sound so stupid," and this and that, and I just go, "Have you ever been to space? I don't know. I've never been there. I don't
about this for hours.
I'm not saying that it's real. I'm not saying it isn't real. I don't know. I've never been there though. Unless I went up and I felt it and I saw it and I experienced it. I don't know. I'm just sit here and go, I don't know.
What I can't comprehend is that there's like a never ending
infinite.
Yeah, like
infinite. And there's infinite. Evidently there's infinite realities where we're having this conversation on a different timeline, like Marvel.
Yeah.
It's just maybe you're maybe it's the opposite. Maybe you're the podcaster and I'm the one getting interviewed.
What I am having the hardest time dealing with in life right now is
Talk to me. Get weird.
You know how you were in like a global studies class, right? You're learning about like the Civil War, like the Great Depression, like all that kind of stuff. That was only like 100 years ago.
Oh yeah.
Only.
Yeah.
What is the world? What is the world going to be like 500 years from now?
Yeah.
Like we are yes, we are technically in like an advanced time period now. What's it going to be like 500 years from now?
I think we're fucking stupid.
You're going to have robots walking around.
That's happening. That's happening before we die. I hope you know that. That's happening before we die. They already have robots in the Amazon. They already have robots in the Amazon warehouse and Tesla.
You know what I saw out west? I forgot the name of like the cab company.
You better talk into that mic and not to the side of it, you fucking side bender.
I forgot the name of like the cab company. It's a cab company that doesn't
a cab company.
It doesn't have a driver.
Yeah,
it's an Uber that takes you to your but there's no one in the driver's seat.
Yep.
You get in a car that doesn't have a driver and it takes you to your place.
I'm good. I'm good.
It was this. What the hell's the name of it? I think it's called like Waymo or something like that. Waymo, I think.
Waymo?
I think it was Waymo. I have to look this shit up. Okay.
Waymo. Let's see. God damn. This is why I don't pick my phone up. Too many messages. I love all you guys, but I just don't want to answer. Yeah, Waymo. Formerly the Google self-driving car project, makes it safe and easy for people and things to get around with autonomous vehicles. Take a ride now.
Isn't that fucking nuts?
Let's see if they'll pick me up in Huntington right now. Take an autonomous ride. The future of transportation is here. Oh, they're going to make me fucking download this whole thing?
There's nobody that drives it.
Yeah, I'm good on that, bro. I'm not doing it.
How do you trust that?
Dude, I've seen Teslas just fucking launch off highways before with the self-driving stuff. I'm good.
That's what I'm saying. Imagine like you take a nap like in a Tesla behind the wheel and it just fucking like it's. I think the electrical car concept is cool, but
I'm not buying into it. I'm not buying into it specifically because of my thought process on government overreach.
You know, it's an hour.
They shut the electricity down. All of a sudden, we can't get anywhere.
You know, it's a 1.5 year wait to get a Tesla out west right now.
Really?
Yep. So like the headquarters.
They got them. I think they got them in fucking mass out here. Come over here and take one.
Yeah.
We don't want them.
I think the headquarters are in like the Bay Area.
No. They moved out of California.
Really?
Elon moved it to Austin.
Oh, okay. But they were out there, and it was like a 1.5 year wait to get a Tesla. Isn't that crazy?
He didn't like their business practices out there. Shocker.
But no, bro,
Another
you're
failed state. Phoenix, San Francisco, Los Angeles, Austin is where you can do the autonomous car.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm good on it. No, I'm not doing it.
The way the world.
I'll take my Russian fucking Middle Eastern cab driver, Indian cat, and hang out with them and just learn about like what life was like for them. Talk to me, bro. What were you trading rupees for back in Russia? Like I want to
got all of the candy in the backseat.
Yeah, man. Have water. Thanks, man. I appreciate you.
Bro.
Here I got to worry about this thing having a fucking glitch and crashing into a wall. No, it's not happening. We're not there yet.
Closing thoughts.
This is like hair transplants.
Yes.
This is like hair transplants in the 90s.
Yes.
Bro, the technology's not there yet. We're not ready for this.
Closing thoughts, and we're going to do another podcast on this when I come back. If you had a pinpoint anywhere from 2 to 5 things that you think is going to be the biggest impact in the world that we're seeing nowadays, 100 years from now, what would it be?
I would say it's going to be the genetically modified foods and all the problems that are going to come from that, because the all-cause mortality, I do believe, has something to do with increased vaccinations and all different types of stuff. I'm not anti-vax, but I do believe at some point you just push too much on people and immune systems get compromised and all this stuff. But I do find that all-cause mortality from vaccinations has that problem, and the GMOs is the other all-cause mortality rate, where processed foods, ultra-high processed foods and GMO-driven foods are some of the biggest killers of human beings right now.
Yep.
And I believe that that's not talked about a lot.
The episode I had at the end of the year that I talked to you about with like my chest pains and everything like that, the doctors told me it was anxiety and stress. I believe it to a point, but I also think that
that you have an injury from a vaccine.
I also think I was a victim.
And we have to be able to talk about these things.
Yeah,
it's not me shaming anybody.
I think that
let me just say this. Yeah. I think that anybody that believes that they should get X amount of vaccines, anything like that, I think you should go for it and do it. But you also, on the other spectrum, you can't sit there and question people that they're not necessarily just saying no for the fuck of it.
Yeah.
They have reasons behind why they don't want to do something. You have to just have an open mind and go, okay, let's have some dialogue. You can't just instantly shut shit down and be like, no, you're an anti-vaxxer, fuck you. It's like, that's how it works, man.
Everybody has...
And we have consistent problems in this country and in this world when people shut down all forms of communication. You have to have two-way dialogue.
My thing was, everybody has anxiety and stress. Obviously, everybody copes with it in a different way. But if I am going to the gym, a place that I have gone to for years, and I'm getting shortness of breath by doing stuff that I have always done, that's not anxiety and stress.
There's something else. There's something underlying that you have to find the root cause of.
Yeah, so that was 100% a very big red flag for me. But
so first one, ultra processed GMO foods. Second one, I'll give 3, maybe 3.
Yeah,
I'd say top 2.
And then
I would say the
advancement to be continued.
Yeah, I'd say the advancements in technology are going to be beneficial, but mostly destructive of civilization.
Oh, 100%.
Yeah. I think once you start seeing people walking around with Apple Vision Pro headsets, we've reached a point of a pinnacle of like too much technology. There has to be a balance. There has to be give and take in everything.
100%.
There has to be a balance of like using technology, but also being able to like use your fucking brain and walk around and not have something plugged into you all the time.
This is everyone's own worst enemy, right here.
It is. It's the worst enemy. And I'll go.
You see how many times it went off ever since we've been here?
Yeah. Well, you need to put your phone on Do Not Disturb, so this way people don't. It's not lighting up. Yeah. That's you, bro. So now let me. That's you, motherfucker.
Right.
So you control that thing.
I respect the call out.
And listen, and it kind of is what it is. As it, if you don't think about it and then it's not on, and you're trying to talk to people, so have it. It is what it is. But now when it comes down to it, I will go one step further and say that it's not the phone that's the problem. It's the applications that we install on the phone that's the problem. Because if you just use it for its primary functions, email, texting phone calling, FaceTiming, those are the only apps that you put on that phone.
Yeah.
It's a smartphone, but it's not the distraction box that it is when you load it up with games, news sites, YouTube, music, all different types of stuff.
Yeah.
Theoretically, if this would allow profiles like a computer, I would have loved to have been able to set a work profile and set a relaxation profile.
Yeah.
And the relaxation profile has nothing on it except for text, email, phone call, and FaceTime.
Yeah.
And the work profile or the daily profile that I have all day until the end of the day could be all of the usual stuff, the social sites, the news sites, the notifications, this and that. But I turned off my notifications for almost everything.
Mm-hmm.
It's what we install on it and what we allow to come through that's the problem, not necessarily the phone.
I agree.
You have to run? Is that what it is? You have to go give her. You have to run to the
I do have to
airport?
take my mom to JFK.
Okay.
However,
Sammy Siegel,
I love you.
I love you too, bro. I'm glad you. I'm glad you stopped in. Yeah, dude. Truth be told, I had a podcast that was scheduled yesterday, and this kind of worked out even more perfect. Because I was like, yo, I'll double up. I'll hit that one last night, and then I'll hit this one today. And then what wound up happening was I was flossing after lunch yesterday. I was flossing, and a chunk of my tooth came out when I was flossing. I went,
what tooth?
My back right tooth.
It just came out?
Bro, chunk of my tooth. Now, I had a little hole in the top of that tooth from grinding, from sleeping, jujitsu, everything like that. Yeah. And I was like, oh, that's not good. And like,
did it hurt?
No.
It just came out?
Chunk of my tooth just came out. And I was like, oh, that's not good. So I walked across the street to my dentist. They're literally across the street from my house.
Yeah.
and they're awesome. They happen to be one of the best dentists on the island.
And
I walked across to them, and I put the tooth on the counter, and I went, "Yeah, that just came out my mouth. I was flossing. Y'all told me to floss. This is on you guys." And so they saw me, and he's like, "You don't have to cancel the podcast yet." He goes, "Just see," because they saw me at 4:15. The podcast was at 6, and then what wound up happening was by 4:30, dude, he numbed me the fuck up. He goes, "Yeah, we got to drill this thing. Like we have to." So he drilled, and they fully composited it. And you know when you get a filling, you feel like the bump. I've had it every dentist. Oh, really?
Cavity, yeah.
Every dentist I've ever had, you feel like that difference in tooth size.
Yeah.
Because it takes sometimes you have to go back, have them regrind a little bit. Bro, perfect. They're phenomenal.
Do that again.
Perfect. Oh, crack a tooth.
One more time. There we go.
So yeah, man, it kind of worked out because I canceled last night. I'm going to see Kai next week. He owns Elite Motorsport.
Yeah.
They're one of the best custom shops in the tri-state area for Lamborghinis, Ferraris, which car. But anyway,
I love you.
I love you too, bro. I appreciate you dropping in.
Always.
How many weeks till marriage?
A week and a half.
Oh my God.
I'm getting fucking married.
Dude, that's amazing. So congrats to you and Erin.
Thank you.
I can't wait to see all the photos. I wanted to be there, as you know.
No, I know.
Just fucking timing and just everything.
Yeah.
I will be there in spirit.
Of course.
But I'm gonna send you a fat head. Just sit me up somewhere.
I mean, listen.
Sit me up.
Your chair's still there, so I'll just put your.
Oh, shit.
I'll put.
But I'm glad we got this time to see each
Yeah,
other, and then I'll see
too.
you in another month from there. But
Fucking rocket, baby.
I have to end with a call to action. I appreciate everybody for listening to this episode with my man Sammy Siegel. This is episode 98 of Rizzology. If y'all could please keep subscribing. The subscriber count's actually going up. Like I'm watching it. I'm getting like 3 to 4 subscribers a day. It's pretty cool.
Fucking awesome.
Yeah, it's starting to feel like more like
People
people are looking and going, okay, I fucked with this kid. And if you don't fuck with me, it's cool, man. Y'all can just keep scrolling. Don't worry about me. I'm just out here doing my thing. So
I heavily fuck with you.
I appreciate that. So on that note, like, share, subscribe. We definitely had a great conversation, and we will have a third episode and another sit down with Sammy when we can. But I appreciate all your fucking with us. But for now, peace.